I'm very pleased to be here on My Magical Thing with Mark Vincent, professional drummer, chaos magician, clinical hypnotist, teacher, and author. Mark, it's lovely to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Julian. I'm looking forward to this. We've managed
So,
to
Mark,
kind of set ourselves up okay and sort the sound out.
I,
So,
I, I think I might be able to see at least part of your magical thing right here, right now. But please tell us the story and show us your magical thing, Mark.
so music and kind of the act of creating music to me is a form of magic. And when you sort of asked me to do this, I've got a few kind of ritual bits and pieces, but I suppose this is the most important one to me. This is kind of what gets me into the states that I'm after. It's also, I'm imposing my will on something else all the time. So from that point of view, it's very much a magical act, the creation of music. So this is a boy with technical details. This is a Mapex Orion. It's made of maple wood. You're producing vibration all the time. So depending on how you think about these things, you're affecting real change in kind of out there. The different woods and the drums affect the sound. So maple's one of my favourites, although I may be changing it for Birch to do some recordings at the moment. The cymbals are Sabian, they're signature cymbals, and they're made of what's called B20 bronze, so it's 20% bronze. And I would, anyone's watching this and they're interested to see vibration in action, look up a slow-mo video of a cymbal being hit, and it looks like water. It's the most incredible thing. The craftsmanship I mean, they last forever. I think I've had these for about 25 years, maybe. And I have more over there. I've got two other drum kits upstairs. But for something that looks like a solid object, when you strike it properly, it becomes liquid. So it's transformational just by hitting the thing. And the sticks, so I mean, these are some sticks I had made for me, and they have, I don't know if you can see it there, they have my sigil on there.
Ah, yeah. Got that. Yeah.
So that's kind of my, so I ran a course at Treadwell. It's called Creating Your Own Pantheon, and it came off of an idea that I had. I was talking to my wife about kind of this idea of, so I think it's Thelema, isn't it? They have the holy guardian angel.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted a chaos magic version of that, so I made one. And that's my kind of, I have it, so this is a book I give to my students. It's not for sale, I just use it for teaching, but it's got my sigil on the front. That's my drumming sigil. And then I have an occult sigil as well, which is one that sort of goes out on occult related material, I suppose. And it represents me. And so it's all kind of ties into one thing. And I don't really think of it in terms of energy transference. I think of it in terms of kind of accessing a state of mind. It puts me, it's very, playing is meditative. I do it, I mean, I spend time thinking about these things, but I do it to get out of my body. So my friend, that sigil was sort of, the design was completed by a friend of mine called Fika Vandenherk, who I do a lot of musical work with, and she's an occultist and she runs workshops and things like that over in Holland. And I asked her to kind of finish the design for me. And actually, if you look at it, it's sort of incidental, but nothing really is. If you look at the two little things, kind of looks like a guy holding sticks. And that was kind of how I decided on it. No, that one. And the occult one doesn't really have that in it. And I'm not sure it was deliberate, but it was a happy coincidence. Let's call it that. But this is where I spend most of my time. And just going back to Fika's, one of the things we talk about a lot is, do you play an instrument at all?
No, sadly,
So
not yet.
the weird thing about it is, and I suppose in a way it's close to my experience of a psychedelic experience as well, where you start thinking without thinking. And you have this state of being present but not. And it's really hard to explain if you haven't done it. And also you have this interesting phenomena where some of my students who, you know, practice and have been doing it for a while have this weird thing where you start playing stuff and you don't know how you've done it. And that's very cool.
I mean, I think that's kind of quite common in like flow states, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where like time dilation happens.
yeah,
We have a sense, you said about you playing the drums to kind of get out of your body
yeah,
or out of like aspects of your body or your mind or whatever, even though it's a really physical process.
yeah,
So all of those kind of like repetitive trance induction process. I know that, you know, some of the stuff you do is called sort of drum gnosis, which I really like, you know, the altered state that comes from specifically from drumming, which of
yeah.
course is, you know, this ancient magical art. Um, Mark, that's fantastic. Can you give us a little bit of a, do
I,
you
c-
mind?
I can. So I have a double pedal on here. So I use both my feet when I'm playing. And you're talking about that sort of, a lot of drumming is initially is sort of overcoming the physical part of it so you can get to the expression. I'll put my earplugs in. So I can play things on my hands and then do the same thing with my feet. So I'll just give you a little. There you go.
Fantastic.
Something like that. That's what I spend all day doing.
That's really excellent.
So
Mark Vincent, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us your audibly fantastic
thank you.
magical thing. It's really
You're very
appreciated.
welcome. Cheers.
All right. Thanks then. Bye bye.